What is up, you guys? I'm back again with another video. I know it's been a while since I did a transformation, so we kicking it off right. Watch how I took my mans from this
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
to this. Check my mans out, man. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Watch the whole video, too. Don't be trying to skim through. And a lot of y'all ain't subscribed to be watching, so make sure y'all subscribe. Let's get into it. Alright, so jumping into it, we got a number 1 guard. We're going to go against the grain. I don't know why I tried to show the guard number, knowing that I got these white guards. So I'm going to just throw the guard that I got up on the screen so you guys can follow along with me. Alright, so what I'm doing here now is getting ready to prep that hairline. I like squirting some alcohol on a cotton round and just busting up that grease on the edge of the lineup to make sure that my clippers don't have any difficulties cutting through anything. And also it leaves a nice little ash mark, so if someone doesn't want the razor, it's damn near like they got the razor. Alright, so now that we got the hairline dried off, I'm gonna go in with some Gotta Be Glued. This, I feel like by far is the best holding spray for the lineup. This is just to make sure that those hairs don't run away from your trimmers. Sometimes the vibration kind of makes that hair scatter, so I like to just spray like a little thin mist on the hairline and just really brush it in and get those hairs to lay down so I can beam them up. Alright, jumping right in our fade, we're going to put our first guideline in, and that's the bald line. I'm using my Skeleton FX trimmers just to make it extra bald, and I'm showing you right here. Pretty much, I'm doing a high fade, so I consider a high fade anything over the eyebrow, but it depends honestly on your client's head shape. So just use your best judgment, and you can always raise it up higher if needed, but you can never take it lower, so keep that in mind. Alright, now that I got that thing balded out, I'm going in with my JRL Onyx with the lever all the way open, and I'm creating that second guideline. And I'm going up about 1 inch. Since this is a high fade, you don't have to keep your guidelines so slim and small. So it kind of gives you a little bit more room to stretch that blend out. Alright, so now I'm jumping in with my 0 guard, and I'm going to attack that top line. Remember we went 1 against the grain up top, so that half guard should pretty much blend that in, and I'm fading down here. I left that bottom guideline in. Sometimes I feel like it gives me a little better contrast in my fades. And now you see me opening the lever. Pretty much I'm kind of digging up around that parietal ridge to really bring it all together and just have a buttery seamless fade. Alright, so now you see me busting out my wall 0 guard. It does cut closer than the regular Stylecraft 0 guard, that's why I like it. But I'm pretty much just doing a little detail work to the blade. I still see a little bit of darkness in that line I'm trying to chop up. If you don't have a wall 0 guard, you can always just use a no guard open lever and just kind of flick. That's honestly what I'm doing here. I'm using the corners, even though it doesn't look like it, I still am. Alright, so now I'm going in with my clipper closed and attacking that bottom line and pretty much finishing this fade out. As you can see, I'm staying underneath the initial line and flicking up to it so that I'm making sure that I don't raise my blend too high. And as I go higher into my fade, you see I just opened it up halfway there, and I'm going to attack that faint line that I could see and just get in there and do my detail work. Alright, so what you guys see me doing here is going in no guard, open blade, and I'm going with the grain of the hair. And I'm just trying to knock down some of that darkness I still see around the parietal ridge without having to throw a guard on and raise my blend, because I pretty much like where my blend's at. The fade's pretty much done, but I still like to go in and detail. Always make sure you guys go back and detail your fades. Your clients will appreciate it. They'll look Instagram fresh. They'll come back. They'll be happy that they spent their money with you. So yeah, I'm going in with the corner of those blades. Make sure when you're detailing, you're only using the corner, because you would hate to raise your blend high after you just did all that work and you're almost at the finish line. Alright, so the same exact steps we took on the left, we're going to do on the right side. So I'm going to throw this on a time lapse and let y'all freestyle a little bit to these Mad Chemist beats. Shout out to my boy. Alright, so when you guys get to the back, you're pretty much just going to match up both sides and finish it out. You can see the guidelines still, like right here. I can see that that's where the bald stops and the hair starts, so I know that I got to take my bald guideline at least up to that height, and then it's just the same steps as the sides. If you guys don't fade in sections like this, I'd recommend it. It's definitely faster. But if you're a new beginner barber, I'd say stick to the whole head fading until you get that down, and then graduate to something more like this. But once you get that back faded out, the only thing left to do is finish by balding out the remaining hair at the bottom. I like to just go on with a real close trimmer, followed up maybe by a super shaver, depending on your client, if they can handle a super shaver. Some people like a razor, but I mean, it's all personal preference, up to your client. He just likes the real close trimmer, so we're gonna get him right. Alright, so going in to fade this beard out, we're going to go in with our clipper close and just start hitting those lines just like we were detailing the blend above. Open guard, close guard. I use a lot of corners, detail work, just because he's growing his beard out, so I don't want to bring that fade too low or trim too much of his beard. So you'll see me going like right here with the corners, just trying to chop up some of that bulkiness. But if you could do a fade, you could do a beard. I know I see a lot of barbers saying that they're not good with beards, but if you could fade a head, you could fade a beard. Alright, so going in, lining up the back of this beard, you pretty much want to just tap it where the hair is at. You don't want to push someone's beard too far into their jawline or their face, because then it starts looking a little ludicrous sideburny. So yeah, just keep them lines natural and pull away from them. And what you see me doing here is consulting with the client. He's trying to grow his beard out, so just double check with someone before you hit their jawline, because some people like jawline, some people like it middle neck, some people like it at the bottom of the neck. He just really honestly wanted me to clean up the baby hairs really underneath, because he's trying to grow all of that in. So you can see I'm kind of scooping out, but I'm just really kind of just cleaning up a real faint line, so it almost looks like I didn't really touch it at all, but I did a little bit, kind of, sort of. And now to the most important part of the haircut, as some would say. It's time for the lineup. I did have my camera on a tripod mount right here, so my elbow is kind of in the way. But I'm just hitting the line pretty much where it's at and pulling away from it, making sure not to push them back. I'm using the TPOB X trimmers with the Psycho blade. Them things are definitely hitters. They're definitely sharp, definitely worth a buy if you're looking for a trimmer. Alright, so at this angle, you can see it a little bit better what I was talking about, but I'm pretty much just going to that line, tapping and pulling away from the line. When you're doing lineups, you want to make sure you don't push up to the line. You always want to pull away, and just be real gentle with your touch, so that even if you have super sharp trimmers like mine, you won't irritate the client or cut them or give them any type of razor burn or discomfort. And this right here is what turns normal men into legends. Don't be afraid to get back in there in detail. If you see something, I feel like after you line it up, the lineup definitely shows any imperfections in your blends. So don't be afraid to pick those clippers back up. Your client's paying you all the money. Make sure they're walking out of there perfect and satisfied. Alright, and right here, I'm attacking that front lineup with a little help from my brother, man. Shout out to my boy Derek of the Leaf. I'm gonna link his channel below. He was in the studio, so I had him film because the tripod was definitely in my way trying to film this front lineup. But it's the same thing as the side lineups. As I said, tap the line and pull away from it, and try to keep everything as natural as possible. Sometimes you may have to push a client back on a professional pushback kind of level, but always consult with your clients before you go digging into their lineup. Now that I got my boy Krispy Kreme on the hairline, I'm going in with my application of enhancement fibers just to give him a little flair for the cameraman. My boy wants to look good on YouTube. Ladies, he's single, so hit him up. I'm gonna link his channel down below. He's also a fellow content creator. My boy, man, super cool dude. But I'm going in about 6 inches away from his head, and like I said, we're just doing a very light application, something just to give the haircut a little Instagram picture pizzazz. After I apply the fibers, I like to go in and do a light combing through just to make sure that there's no enhancements clumping. Then I like to get back in there with the liners and hit that lineup again, just in case I have any enhancement fibers on his forehead right before I hit it with the razor. So jumping into the razor work, always make sure you guys got good tension with your opposite hand of your blade. And I'm going in with a Turkish razor here. I tend to like that better than a traditional razor, just because I feel like I have more control and it gets a little closer to the skin. But it's all preference, man. Just take your time, make sure that you got good tension, and keep that blade as flat to the skin as possible. That is the cut. Man, this thing came out super crispy, super blurry. As always, if you made it through the entire video, I appreciate you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. We ain't gonna make these meals and hit these deals without your help. Shout out to my boy CJ for letting me use him as a model. Shout out to my brother Derek for the angles with the lineup. Shout out to my boy Aaron for the lineup angles when I was using the razor. That was all Aaron, man. Definitely takes a village. Shout out to everybody that helped me in this video. But yeah, that's all I got. Until next time, peace.